Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Lisa, and today I have a very fun story for you. Today, I want to talk about going to the shopping mall with friends. Yes, the shopping mall. I know some people think the shopping mall is just a place to buy things. But for me, going to the mall with friends is so much more than that. It is a whole experience, a whole day, full of food, laughter, window shopping, bad decisions, and very good memories. Today, I want to tell you about one particular Saturday when my friends and I went to the mall together. Just a normal Saturday, no special reason. We were not looking for anything specific. We just wanted to go out, spend time together, and have fun. And fun is exactly what we had. So let's start. Come with me to the mall. First, let me tell you about my friends. On this day, there were four of us. Me, Lisa. Then there was Nook. Nook is my friend since high school. She is very funny and very loud. When Nook laughs, everyone in the room can hear it. She has a big personality and a very big laugh. I love her. Then there was May. May is quiet and very thoughtful. She thinks carefully before she speaks. She always gives good advice. When I have a problem, I call May. She is the kind of friend who listens first and talks second, very calm, very wise. And the last friend was Fawn. Fawn loves fashion. She knows everything about clothes, shoes, bags, and accessories. She always looks beautiful. Even when she says, I just put on anything today, she still looks like she came from a magazine. I don't know how she does it. So, four very different people. But together, we are a very good group. We have been friends for many years, and every few weeks, we try to spend a day together. Sometimes we cook at someone's house. Sometimes we go to a cafe. And sometimes we go to the mall. We decided to meet at the mall at 11 o'clock in the morning. 11 is a good time, not too early. The mall just opened, and it is not too crowded yet. Not too late. We have the whole day ahead of us. But of course, not everyone arrived at 11. This is very normal with my group of friends. We always say 11. We never actually all arrive at 11. I arrived at 11 o'clock exactly. I am always on time. I stood near the main entrance and waited. I looked at my phone. 11:02, nobody. 11:05, nobody. 11:10, Nook arrived. She was walking fast and waving her hand at me from far away. Lisa, sorry, traffic was so bad. She said this every single time. Every time we meet, Nook says traffic was bad. Maybe the traffic is always bad, or maybe Nook always leaves home a little too late. I think it is both. May arrived at 11:15, very calm, no rush. She walked in, saw me and Nook, and said, Hi, have you been waiting long? We said, A little. She said, Sorry. And then she looked at the mall and said, Should we start without Fawn? And Fawn? Fawn arrived at 11:30, but when she walked in, she looked so good that we forgot to be annoyed. She was wearing a white blouse, wide-leg jeans, and small gold earrings. Simple, but perfect. Nook said, Fawn, we have been waiting 30 minutes. Fawn said, I know, but look at me. I needed the extra time. We all laughed. We could not argue with that. So, at 11:30, all four of us were together. We stood at the entrance of the mall and looked at each other. That moment, that small moment when everyone is finally together and the day is just starting, is one of my favorite feelings. The whole day is still ahead. Anything can happen. We have no plan, we have no schedule. We are just four friends in a big mall with nowhere to be. Okay, Nook said, what do we do first? May said, walk around, see what's here. Fawn said, I want to look at clothes. I said, I want to eat first. And that is how it always starts. Four people, four different ideas. We decided, walk first, eat later. Because if we eat first, we will be full and sleepy, and nobody will want to walk. Better to walk first while we have energy. We started on the ground floor and walked slowly through the mall. The mall was big. 5 floors, many shops, a cinema on the top floor, and a big food court in the basement. The ground floor had luxury shops, bags, watches, perfume, jewelry. The kind of shops where everything is very expensive and the salespeople wear very neat uniforms and smile at you very politely. Fawn walked slowly past each shop window. She looked at every bag, every shoe. Her eyes went up and down, studying each item carefully, like she was reading a very important book. She stopped at one shop window. A bag was displayed in the center. Dark brown leather, gold hardware, simple and elegant. Fawn said quietly, almost to herself, "That is beautiful." We all looked. It was beautiful. I agreed. Nook looked at the price tag in the window. Her eyes went wide. She said, "It is also very expensive." She said the price out loud. All 4 of us went quiet for a moment. Then May said very calmly, "It is a work of art. We can appreciate it from here." We all laughed and kept walking. On the second floor, there were more affordable shops. Clothes, accessories, shoes at normal prices. This is where we slowed down. This is where Fawn came alive. She went into the first clothes shop with a mission. She moved through the racks of clothes quickly, her hands moving along the hangers, pulling out things to look at, putting them back, pulling out others. She had a system. I don't fully understand the system, but it worked for her. She pulled out a yellow dress and held it up. "What do you think?" she asked. May said, "Nice color." Nook said, "Try it on." And I said, "It looks good, but try it first." Fawn went to the fitting room. Nook, May, and I waited outside. We sat on a small bench near the fitting rooms. This is also a very important part of going to the mall with friends. Waiting outside the fitting room. Sometimes you wait a long time, but it is okay because you talk. While we waited for Fawn, Nook told us a very funny story about something that happened at her work that week. I cannot tell you all the details. It is a long story, but it involved a broken printer, a very angry boss, and a cup of coffee spilled on an important document. By the time Fawn came out of the fitting room, all 3 of us were laughing so hard that we almost forgot to look at her dress. "Excuse me," Fawn said, standing in front of us in the yellow dress. "I am here, look at me." We looked. The yellow dress was very pretty on her. It fit perfectly. Fawn has good taste. She always picks the right thing. "Buy it," Nook said immediately. "How much?" May asked. Fawn told us the price. It was reasonable. "Buy it," I said. Fawn looked at herself in the mirror one more time. She turned left. She turned right. She smoothed the fabric, and then she said, "Okay, I am buying it." We cheered. Shopping with Fawn is always very satisfying. We continued walking through the second floor. We went into a few more shops. A shop that sold cute stationery and notebooks. May spent a long time in there looking at pens and notebooks. She loves stationery. She bought 2 notebooks and a set of colored pens. She looked very happy. We went into a shoe shop. Nook tried on a pair of white sneakers. She walked around the shop in them. She looked in the mirror. She took them off and put her own shoes back on. She said, "I don't need them." She walked to the door. She stopped. She walked back. She picked up the sneakers again. She looked at them for one more minute. She bought them. This is also very normal. Sometimes you say you don't need something, and then you buy it. This happens to all of us. I looked at a few things too, but I did not buy anything on the second floor. I was still thinking. I was still looking. I had not found the right thing yet. I knew I would know it when I saw it. By 1 o'clock, we were hungry, very hungry. Walking around a mall for 1.5 hours makes you very hungry. And the smells from the food court, even from far away you can smell it, were not helping. We took the escalator down to the basement, the food court. Now, the food court in a big Thai mall is its own world. It is large, very large, with many, many food stalls around the outside and tables in the middle. Every kind of food you can imagine. Thai food, Japanese food, Korean food, Chinese food, Italian food, desserts, drinks, everything. This is also a difficult moment because you are very hungry and there is too much choice. When you are very hungry and there is too much choice, it is hard to decide. Your eyes go everywhere, your nose goes everywhere, everything smells good, everything looks good. We stood at the entrance of the food court for a moment, 4 hungry women looking around slowly. Nook said, I want Japanese. May said, I want Thai. Foon said, I want Korean. I said, can we get all of them? In a food court, yes, you can. That is the beauty of a food court. Everyone can get what they want and then sit together. No compromise needed. Nook goes to the Japanese stall. May goes to the Thai stall. Fawn goes to the Korean stall. I go to where? I walk slowly around the food court one time, looking at everything, reading the menus on the boards above each stall, thinking carefully. This is a serious decision. In the end, I chose a Thai stall, but not just any Thai stall. I ordered green curry with rice. Green curry is my favorite Thai dish. When the lady scooped the green curry over the white rice, the smell of coconut milk and green chili and kaffir lime leaves went right to my nose. Perfect. We found a big table and all sat down together. 4 plates of 4 different foods. Nook had a salmon sashimi set, raw salmon on rice with miso soup on the side. May had a simple plate of stir-fried vegetables with tofu and rice. Fawn had tteokbokki, Korean spicy rice cakes in red sauce, bright red and glossy. And me, my green curry, dark green sauce with small round eggplants and chicken, on top of white jasmine rice. We looked at each other's food. This is what friends do. You look at each other's food and immediately say, oh, that looks good. Can I try? And of course, yes, we all tried each other's food. A piece of salmon here, a rice cake there, a spoon of green curry, a bite of tofu. By the end of lunch, we had all tasted everything at the table. This is not sharing, this is research. The food was very good, everything was good. But my green curry was the best. In my opinion, Nook said her salmon was the best. May said her vegetables were the best. Fawn said nobody could compete with her tteokbokki. We argued about this in a very friendly way for about 10 minutes. Nobody won. Everyone was right about their own food. After lunch, we went to get drinks. At the edge of the food court, there was a stall selling Thai iced drinks. I ordered a Thai iced tea, dark orange, sweet, with condensed milk, very cold, very sweet, a classic. Nook ordered a fresh watermelon juice. May ordered a lemon soda. Fawn ordered a matcha latte with oat milk, because Fawn is always a little more fancy than the rest of us. But her matcha latte did look very beautiful. Dark green on top, white at the bottom, very photogenic. Fawn took a photo of her drink before she drank it. Of course. Then May took a photo of the whole table. Then Nook grabbed all of our drinks and arranged them in a line and took a photo of that. Then we all took a group selfie with our drinks. This took about 5 minutes, just to photograph the drinks. But that is also a normal part of going out with friends now. You photograph everything, and later, when you look at those photos, you are glad you did, because you want to remember. After lunch and drinks, we had more energy, ready to continue exploring the mall. We went up to the 3rd floor. This floor had a big bookshop. We went inside. The bookshop was large and quiet. Air conditioning was very cold. Perfect after the warm food court, the smell of books. I love that smell. Clean and papery and a little dusty. A very specific smell that only exists in bookshops. We all went in different directions right away. That is what happens in a bookshop. Everyone has their own section they want to see. Nook went to the humor and comedy section. May went to the psychology and self-help section. She always buys books about understanding people and understanding yourself. Fawn went to the photography and fashion section, and I went to the fiction section. I walked slowly along the shelves. reading titles, pulling out books that looked interesting, reading the back cover, putting them back. This is one of my favorite activities. Even if I don't buy anything, I enjoy just looking, just being in the space of all those stories. I found one book that I liked, a novel. The cover was simple, just a blue sky and one white cloud. The title was short. The back cover said it was a story about a woman who moved to a new city and slowly made a new life. I read the first page, standing there in the bookshop. I liked the writing, simple sentences, clear and warm. I bought it. When we all found each other again near the front of the bookshop, we each had a book in our hands. Nook had a funny book with a very colorful cover. May had a serious-looking book about emotions. Fawn had a big, beautiful book about fashion history, the kind of book that is more like an art object than something you read in bed. We paid for our books and walked out. 4 books richer. By 3:30 in the afternoon, we were a little tired. Tired in a pleasant way, the way you feel after a good full day. We decided to sit for a while. On the 4th floor, there was a big cafe with comfortable sofas and a view of the city outside the window. We found a table near the window. We ordered coffee and some small cakes. I had an iced Americano and a small slice of lemon cake. The cake was not too sweet, just right. The coffee was strong and cold. Perfect. We sat there for maybe 1 hour, just talking. This is one of my favorite parts of any day with friends. When you stop doing things and you just sit and talk. No phones, no walking, no shopping, just talking. We talked about many things. We talked about our jobs. Nook complained about her boss, but in a funny way, so it made us laugh. We talked about a movie we all wanted to see. It was showing at the cinema upstairs. We talked about a trip we wanted to take together sometime. Maybe next year. A beach trip, somewhere with clear blue water. We talked about small things, funny things, serious things, things that don't matter at all, and things that matter very much. This is what happens when you sit with good friends for long enough. The conversation goes everywhere, light and deep and silly and real, all mixed together. Fawn said something that I still remember. She said, "I think the best thing about having old friends is that you don't have to explain yourself. They already know." And we all nodded slowly, because it was true. With new people, you explain. You tell your background, your story, your reasons. But with old friends, you don't need to. They already know where you came from. They already understand why you are the way you are. You can just be. Without explanation, that is very comfortable, that is very rare. At 5 o'clock, we decided it was time to go home. We walked down from the cafe to the ground floor, past the luxury shops again, past the perfume counters where the smell of many different perfumes mixed together in a heavy, sweet cloud. At the exit, we stopped and said goodbye. This always takes a while. With our group, saying goodbye is not quick. There is always, "Okay, bye." And then someone says something, and we talk for 5 more minutes. And then, "Okay, bye" again, and then another 5 minutes. Finally, after about 15 minutes of "Okay, bye," we actually said goodbye and went our different ways. Nook and May shared a taxi together. Fawn called her own car, and I took the SkyTrain home. On the SkyTrain, I sat with my cloth bag on my lap, inside my new novel, with its blue sky cover, and a small plastic bag with a piece of lemon cake that the cafe packed for me to take home. I looked out the window of the SkyTrain, the city in the late afternoon, orange light on the buildings, people walking on the street below, the busy, warm, ordinary city at 5 in the evening. I felt happy, full and happy, full from the green curry, the Thai iced tea, the lemon cake. Happy from the whole day, the shopping, the bookshop, the conversation and the window table. Nothing big happened today. We did not go anywhere exciting. We did not do anything special. We just walked around a mall for a few hours and talked and ate and laughed. But that was enough, more than enough. I think that is the thing about spending time with good friends. It does not need to be a big adventure. You don't need to go far. You don't need a special plan. You just need to be together. In the same place, at the same time, paying attention to each other. A shopping mall on a Saturday, green curry for lunch, a book with a blue sky on the cover, a conversation at a window table about old friends who don't need explanation. Small things, simple things, the best things. Thank you for coming to the mall with me today. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope it reminded you of your own days like this, your own friends, your own favorite food court order, your own bookshop moment. Come back next time for another story. I have many more to share. Until then, take care, spend time with your friends, and maybe go to the mall this weekend. Goodbye, everyone.